Okay, welcome Year 6 to the next science video, and we're going through ecology in a bit more detail now. And I'm thinking about, in particular, a very precise word. And it's called classification. Classification is the idea of how we break every living thing into different groups. There are billions and billions, and even some yet to be discovered, types of life on planet Earth. And they're different, and classification is how we put them into different groups. For example, we have plants and animals. They're different groups, they're different kingdoms, in fact. Plants and animals there. There are other groups like fungi and bacteria and so forth, but these are the two that most of us know about. They are the biggest, are the ones that we can see. In fact, these ones I can split even further. We usually split plants into those that flower and ones that don't flower. And we usually split animals into those that have a backbone, so something going up through the middle of the back. Humans do. We have many backbones, in fact. Most animals also have many backbones, so it's flexible. And those that don't have backbones. Having a backbone is something called a vertebrate. All animals that have a backbone we call vertebrates. So we have that there, and of course even the vertebrates, humans are, we can split them into smaller groups like mammals, reptiles, birds, amphibians, and we can split them down all the way, many different groups, until we get to the very bottom. And of course for humans, we will find our group at the very bottom called Homo sapiens, modern man. And if we go back through the groups, we can see that we have links, then we are very close to the other primates, the monkeys and the apes and so forth. And that's how classification works. It's all about finding different paths to try and find which species are most similar, which animal types are most similar, and then from there how they make, going up the way, which ones are linked most closely genetically, which ones have the similar information together. So we have that there, but this doesn't mean that every species is the same. I am not the same as all of you. There are things about me that make me different. This is what we call variation. There are differences between myself and you in Year 6. I am older, for a start. I have learnt more things. I've done more education. I am stronger, much stronger, much stronger. So lots of these things here. So with variation, there are differences. We can go around the class and we can see different hair colours, different heights, different things that we know as well. Lots of different types of variation we have. I like to split them into two different groups. One is genetic variation, and one other is environmental. Genetic information, that's the variation caused by our genes, caused by our DNA. All the information that is kept within our nucleus. For example, some things that are controlled by our genes are things like our eye colour or our hair colour, at least our natural one. So we have some ideas there. They're controlled purely by our genes. They are things that we get from as soon as we're created, and they stay with us forever. However, I could also think a little bit about the environmental factors. So this could be ideas for a species such as climate or diet. If I eat lots of fatty foods, I will become fat. That's an environmental factor. That's not my genes that make me fat, that's my environmental factor. If I am in a warm place, I might sweat more, so I might need to drink more as well. It's an environmental factor there. And this can be the same for every type of species. Every type of living thing will be affected by its genetic factors and by its environmental. It means that every tree may have most genetic things the same, maybe some differences, so some are taller, some are smaller, and then some environmental differences. Some might have more water than others, some might have more sunlight than others. They would be the environmental factors. However, it's not always that perfect. As I said, there might be height, for example, could be controlled by genes. Some types of plants will grow tall, some plants will grow shorter, based on the genetic information. However, that also is a mix of environmental factors. They need to have lots of sunlight to make photosynthesis happen, to have energy to grow. So height would also be environmental, and it is for humans too. If you don't eat a nutritious, healthy diet and have a healthy lifestyle, you will not grow as big and strong as you can be. But some people, if they have tall parents, might be more likely to have DNA that helps them to grow tall. It's complicated. It's a balance. Some things are 100% like this, some things 100% like that. A lot of things are in the middle. A lot of our balance here is to try and work out which is important in different situations. Final thing to mention is to be specific about this word of species. So, species. So, said humans are a species, zebras would be a species, lions would be a species. Very hard word to say. We need to be specific on the type of animal or plant that we are talking about. With this here, what I have to discuss is the actual definition, because we have things like lions, and if I have, for example, a lion, and a lion makes babies with a tiger, that's possible, and that makes the liger. It's a real thing. A liger is a real thing. However, it's not a species. Lions can make babies, tigers can make babies, but ligers can't. This word species means that one type of organism or living thing can reproduce and two ands, and the offspring, so the babies, can reproduce. So it's important there that the lions would only be able to make babies with other lions. They can make babies with tigers, but then they don't, that stops there. But if lions have babies with lions and then make more lions, they can make more lions and more lions. That's a species. It's distinct. The tiger, if they have babies with lions, then that stops. The liger can't make any more babies. It's not a species. So there you go. a few more words for you to learn year 6, but nothing I don't think is beyond you. Good luck for it. See you all later.